The movie begins with a young couple running away from three hooligans chasing them. Realizing that there is no way to escape, the guy asks the girl to hide and waits for the pursuers, taking a stick in his hands. Using the numerical advantage, the hooligans beat the guy and find the girl. The guy hits Leko on the head and escapes by hiding inside a tree. A few minutes later, the bullies find her and try to take her by force. Defending himself to the last, the guy kicks one of them between the legs. Enraged, Chunk grabs a cane stick and kills the girl. The guy attacks him and tries to strangle him, but the accomplices save Chong. After killing the young couple, they make it look as if the couple killed each other without any help, then run away. Boa and Yacht go fishing. After collecting their catch, they return home. An angry dwarf who sees the couple decides to play a joke on the mute girl and throws a stone at her head. When they return home, the girl's mother treats her wound and comforts her daughter. When she decides to talk to Yacht, the woman asks the boy to leave Boa alone, as they are not suitable for each other. Boa is mute and is considered an outcast in their settlement. By marrying her, Yacht condemns himself to poverty and ridicule from the other villagers. This does not frighten him at all, because he loves Boa and is ready to live with her all his life. When he returns home, he has another difficult conversation with his parents, who also think that he should find another girl. His father suggests he go to Bangkok and find a job there, but Yacht wants to live in his hometown, as he is not attracted to the stone jungle and the eternal chaos of the metropolis. The next morning, Yacht and Boa go back to the farm, fishing and cooking lunch, spending all their time with each other. Meanwhile, Chunk, Het, and Leko are lounging in a bar, insulting the waitress and being rude to customers. Back home, Chunk is rude to his pregnant wife, but he can't raise a hand against her because she is carrying his child. Het and Leko go to the river and steal the old woman's catch, realizing that she cannot catch up with them. Celebrating their easy prey, the hooligans spot Yacht and Boa returning home. Having taken away the couple's catch, the boys start harassing the girl. Yacht defends his beloved, and a conflict arises between them, which does not manage to escalate into a fight only because Chang's wife intervenes in the dialogue. The next morning, Boa goes shopping and then returns home. While the sales clerk is distracted, the dwarf steals a bunch of bananas and runs away. A minute later, the sales clerk goes to the counter and, noticing the loss, sees Boa. Thinking that the mute girl has stolen the bananas, the woman attacks her and demands money. Boa apologizes and explains that it wasn't her. The couple goes fishing again, and while Yacht untangles the net, the hooligans kidnap the girl. Noticing the disappearance, the guy rushes to the aid of his beloved and gets into a fight with Chunk and his accomplices. Using their numerical advantage, the bullies beat Yacht and force him to watch Chunk take the mute girl by force. Having done the dirty deed, the gang leader forces Het to kill the girl and her boyfriend. After disposing of the bodies, they bury them in the woods and return home. Boa's mother waits for the girl, but she never returns home. In the morning, she goes to Iota's parents and learns that he hasn't returned either. The parents search for the kids and find out that Chunk has been chasing them. Realizing that the boy and girl disappeared for a reason, the parents curse the bully and go to the police to get justice. The police promise to do everything possible, but assume that the young people simply ran away to the city to find work. Back home, the parents are bitter about their loss and cannot accept it, hoping that the higher powers will punish the criminals. In the evening, Iota's father hears some strange noises and goes down to the first floor, but finds nothing suspicious. The next morning, Boa's mother meets one of the hooligans and demands that he confess to everything. After having terrible dreams and visions, Lek considers confessing everything and suggests that his friends do the same. Chump doesn't want to go to jail and warns his friends to keep their mouths shut or he will personally kill them. After traveling into the forest, the trio splits up and hunt birds. Lek and Het see the image of the slain Boa and frightened, they run away. Chump does not want to be alone in the forest and runs off after his friends. After spending the evening in the company of the girls, the boys go home. Het sees the image of a murdered girl and is afraid to return home. Lek has nightmarish dreams and can't sleep well. Chunk is too drunk and ignores the ghost of the girl, mistaking it for his wife. Seeing that his spouse is sleeping in the bedroom, He is frightened, but he does not meet Boa and considers that he drank too much. In the morning, Lek offers Hetu to confess everything or run away to Bangkok, but he refuses his offer. Deciding to deal with the situation, Lek takes a gun and goes into the forest, where he strangely and suspiciously settles the score with his life. Heth has nightmarish dreams and realizes he's next. In an attempt to atone for his sins, he goes to a sacred temple and decides to confess to Buddha. When he meets Chunk, he offers to confess everything, and a fight breaks out between the guys. Having gained the upper hand, Chunk forces his accomplice to keep quiet, otherwise he will personally send him after Lek. Back home, Chunk can't sleep. At one point he thinks that Boa and Yacht have tied him up to kill him, but it all turns out to be a terrible dream. In the morning, Het goes fishing and drowns under mysterious circumstances. Chang's father is the headman of the settlement and has influence not only on the residents but also on the police. Realizing that the company is involved in another story, the father asks the guy to confess everything. Chunk is afraid to go to jail and hides the truth. Going to a sacred temple, he spends time in it until late in the evening. Returning home, Chunk sees Boa approaching and escapes before the girl attacks him. During the night, the guy hears some strange noises and is afraid to go downstairs. His pregnant wife ignores the noise and asks Chunk not to disturb her. Going downstairs, he tries to turn on the light, but nothing works. The guy lit a candle and looked around. As suddenly he saw Boa in front of him. Getting scared, he grabbed a knife and stabbed the girl several times. A minute later, he decided to look at her body, and it turned out that Chunk had killed his pregnant wife. Moments later, someone called out to him and knocked him out with a blow to the head. Upon waking up, the bully realizes that he is tied up and there is a noose around his neck. Seeing Boa and Yacht in front of him, Chunk realizes that they are not ghosts, but living people. Before taking revenge, Yacht decides to tell what has been happening lately. After being abused and beaten, the pair managed to survive and escape the grave. Continuing to live in the forest, they subsisted on food from the environment. Yacht had worked as a makeup artist for actors for several years and sneaked into his house at night to steal a suitcase of makeup. Using paints and shadows, he created scary makeup with which to scare Lek, Heth, and Chunk himself. Determined to get revenge, the pair pursued Lek into the woods. After taking away his gun, Boa didn't spare the guy and shot him. They also helped drown Hetu in the lake. Realizing he's next, Chunk demands that they let him go. If they don't, he will become a demon and drag them to hell the next time he appears. Boa and Yacht have no fear of this, for they have chosen the side of goodness and justice. Putting a bold end to the story, the girl knocks the log out from under Chunk's feet and watches him die. Lastly, Boa does her ghost makeup and visits the saleswoman who humiliated her, driving the woman insane. This is where the movie ends. Don't forget to subscribe and give it a like.